has no branches here, no branches. Internal carotid, as the name indicates, internal, so it is going inside, okay, and supplying the brain. Okay, external carotid will supply the external parts. What are the external parts? The neck, the whole of the neck, what are the structures there, as well as the face. So one very important artery which is coming from here will be the facial artery, which is supplying the face. Okay, then there are occipital artery and thyroid artery and other things which we will study later. Okay, so this is the the carotid artery, common carotid artery, which will be dividing into its terminal branches, external as well as internal. Okay, all these contents are here. Okay, then we have here digastric triangle. So what are there? It is also called as submandibular. Okay, good. So because it is below the mandible, it is called as submandibular, below the mandible. Okay, this is submental here, this is submandibular. So what are the contents? The name in itself indicates submandibular gland. Submandibular gland, here it will be there is submandibular, and this orange colored structure, this is the parotid gland. So this is the parotid gland, and here will be the submandibular gland. The thing is, you should read. If I tell you, just keep on telling you, I can tell so many things and you will not get it. So after the class, you should be able to read, study. I'm not talking about the few students who are reading. I'm talking about in general, everybody. So everybody should read, and when you come back, then you will understand all these things. If you don't read, then if I keep on telling you, will not understand. Okay, so keep on reading. Anatomy, start reading from now, because this whole block is lot of anatomy, and if you don't start it now, later you will be having problems. Okay, it's difficult to pass because there is so many things which you will read. Okay, and this is just a part, very small part of anatomy. Anatomy is very vast. In our country, they will study for 2 years. Every day they will have classes, labs. Still they study for 2 years. But we will finish within 6 weeks or so. Okay, so we will be telling you very important things, but still it will be very much for you. Okay, so keep on reading from now onwards. Read lot of anatomy. Okay, so this is the two important structures which are there in the digastric triangle. One is the submandibular gland, the second is the parotid. Okay, then we have this submental triangle. What do we have there?
Submental gland.
Submental?
Gland.
Yeah. Submental group of lymph nodes. Here there will be small group of lymph nodes called as submental group of lymph nodes. Okay, so that will be the group of lymph nodes which will be there. Not very important, but there will be some group of lymph nodes, especially whenever there is infection of the tip of the tongue, the lower lip, carcinoma, sometimes carcinoma, it will be drained into this group of lymph nodes. So that's why it is very important. Okay, so there will be submental group of lymph nodes. Okay, that is important here. Here in the digastric triangle, one more important structure is the facial artery itself, facial artery and vein. Because if there is any trauma here, there will be severe bleeding because the artery is in direct contact with that of the bone. Okay, so there will be the important structures which are there. So you should know the boundary of each triangle. Okay, muscular triangle, carotid triangle, digastric triangle, and submental triangle. All these triangles are there in the front. Okay. Then going behind, there is here one more triangle called as the suboccipital triangle. Okay, suboccipital triangle behind. This is a trapezius muscle. When you reflect this muscle deep inside, there will be something called as suboccipital triangle. The important content of that triangle will be one artery. No. Trapezius is the muscle here. Trapezius will not be a very important muscle structure. Because even if there is trauma or something injury, it will heal after some time. But there are some very important structures which are there. One artery called as the occipital artery, a very important artery, because it will be supplying especially the vertebral artery. Here there will be one artery called as vertebral artery. It will be supplying the brain. Here I said the internal carotid artery will be supplying the brain. There is one more artery from behind going into the brain, which is supplying. That is called as the vertebral artery. The third part of the vertebral artery can be traced here. Okay, because these two arteries are very important. Even slight decrease in the blood because of trauma to these two arteries can lead to a lot of problems in the brain. Brain cannot sustain even a small quantity of reduction of the blood. Okay, So if there is slight reduction also, the brain will respond with some of the paralysis or something like that. Anything might happen depending on which part is affected. So these two arteries are very important. One is the vertebral artery, which is there here in the suboccipital triangle, and the second is the internal carotid artery, which is supplying the brain. Okay. So these are the different triangles which are there in the neck. Okay. Anterior triangle, posterior triangle, and the suboccipital triangle. So you should know the boundaries, one thing. The second is the content of these triangles. Okay. All read these triangles, read the boundary and the contents. Okay. Whenever you read the muscle. Here we are studying the sternocleidomastoid muscle. You should know the origin, insertion, as well as nerve supply and action. These are the four things we should remember. Okay. Along with that, there are some triangle muscles here which are called as suprahyoid and infrahyoid muscles. So this is the hyoid bone. Okay, here you are seeing the hyoid bone. Below this bone, the muscles which are there, these are called as
membrane.
Yeah. The muscles which are below this bone, these are called as the infrahyoid muscles. The muscles which are above this, these are called as suprahyoid. Supra means above, infra means below. So there are 4 suprahyoid muscles, 4 infrahyoid muscles. Okay. Which are the 4 suprahyoid muscles? Supra means above. Okay. So which are the 4 suprahyoid muscles? One is called as the digastric. We have studied here. The 2 bellies of the anterior belly as well as posterior belly of the digastric means one muscle. Second muscle is, there is one muscle called as the stylohyoid. Yeah, good. Stylohyoid muscle. The second muscle is the stylohyoid. The third muscle is called as, which forms a gutter for the tongue. That is called as mylohyoid. Mylohyoid. Okay. So one is the digastric, stylohyoid, mylohyoid. Then there is one more called as genohyoid. One muscle. Genio means there are tubercles here. Last time I think you studied the mandible, right? Did you see the genial tubercles? Deep inside here there are something called as genial tubercles, superior and inferior genial tubercles at the angle of the mandible, behind, from inside. So genial tubercles. So this genial tubercle, they will be giving rise to one muscle which goes to the hyoid bone. So these are called as the geniohyoid. Okay. Depending on the origin and insertion, the muscles are named. Stylohyoid means it is taking origin from the something called as styloid process. There is one process here. This is called as the styloid process here. One projection is coming from either side. Here also you can see. Yeah, this part. This is called as the styloid process. So one muscle is coming from the styloid process to the hyoid bone. Okay, so that is called as the stylohyoid. Stylohyoid, then not homohyoid. Digastric, good. The third muscle is mylohyoid, and the fourth is the genohyoid. These are the 4 suprahyoid muscles. Okay, infrahyoid muscles are again 4. Which are those? One is omohyoid, good. Okay, apart from that, sternohyoid, good. Third is sternothyroid, good. Fourth, which is the fourth?
Myohyoid. Myohyoid.
Mylohyoid you said, okay. Omohyoid. Mylohyoid is above. Okay, this is the omohyoid is below. Which is the fourth muscle? There is something called as sternothyroid. There is, the first muscle is called as the sternohyoid. Okay, so it takes origin from the sternum here. So here is the sternum here, sternohyoid. Okay, one is. Okay, then the second muscle is sternothyroid. So one more, there is thyroid cartilage here. So the bone muscle will going from the taking origin from here, thyroid, from the sternum going to the thyroid. That is called as the sternothyroid. Sternohyoid, sternothyroid. Then there is one more muscle. This is between the hyoid and the thyroid. That is called as thyrohyoid. Okay, third. And the fourth muscle is the omohyoid. Okay, these are the 4 muscles. So there are 4 suprahyoid muscles, 4 infrahyoid muscles. Okay, so these are the muscles which are there here in the neck. Okay, all these important muscles. 4 suprahyoid muscle, 4 infrahyoid muscle. Then the most important muscle here in the neck will be the sternocleidomastoid. And the triangles are anterior and posterior triangle and the suboccipital triangle here. And again, anterior triangle has 4 triangles, posterior triangle has 2 triangles. So this is what you are supposed to read. Okay, read once again, go back to your rooms, try to at least now try to search what exactly it is there. So whenever you study a triangle, you should know the boundaries and contents. When you study the muscle, you should know the origin, insertion, and the action and the nerve supply. 4 things. Okay, right?
Thank you.
If you have any difficulties regarding this, you can ask me now.